So, welcome once again. In the first part, we have seen about day and night time. Now, we are going to see and the concept of summer and winter. Now, in the northern hemisphere, between 22nd March and 23rd September, the days are longer than that of nights. Therefore, it is warmer here. And that is, this is summer in the northern hemisphere. Now see the date 22nd March and 23rd September. Now the date is same, but in this date southern hemisphere the nights are longer than that of the days. The earth gets less heat in these parts and therefore it is winter in the southern hemisphere. The date is same but the condition are changed. Now we are talking about northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere's climate. Now, in the period of 23rd September to 22nd March, here the date is changed. The days are longer in the nights than the nights in the southern hemisphere. It gets more heat and it is summer here. Now, in this period in the northern hemisphere, it is the nights that are longer. Then the northern hemisphere gets less heat and it is the winter here. Note that these dates may be slightly may have slightly differences in these dates due to the leap year. And now we are cleared that in the southern hemisphere and northern hemisphere the climatic conditions are changed due to the revolution of earth. Now in India summer, rainy and winter are considered to be the main seasons. We also divide the year into 6 seasons, namely Vasant, Grishma, Varsha, Sharad, Hemant and Shishir. The cycle of 6 seasons is called as Ritu Chakra. And this so many things are dependent on this Ritu Chakra, such as many of our festivals are connected with the seasons. Many of our songs and games are also related to the different seasons. Now we get that the rotation of earth gives rise to the day and night, and revolution earth gives rise to cycle of season. Revolution earth and the inclination of its axis give rise to cycle of season. Rotation of earth, day and night. Revolution of earth, cycle of season. Now, is this clear? Now, the moon revolves around the earth. In the picture, you can see moon revolves around the earth and the earth revolves around the sun. However, these two orbits intersect. Somewhere these two orbits are intersecting, you can see in the picture. See the picture carefully. Moon is revolving around the earth and earth is revolving around the sun. However, the moon is a satellite, so it doesn't have its own light. Hence, the sun and the moon and the earth are not always along a straight line. When they are in straight line, it's a part of eclipse. I'll teach you later, but see the picture carefully. It will clear you all doubts. Now, the phases of moon. We see half of the moon surface which faces the earth. That is, from the earth, we see only one side of moon. We are seeing the moon every day now, so we know that we can see only one side of moon. We can see the circular structure, but fully circular that just fully circular object we can't see. Now the moon has no light of its own. I told you that we can see the moon because of sun's light that falls on it. Sun's light that is falling on the moon. Moon has no light because moon is a satellite. Now more concepts we have to learn about moon. Here now, on the full moon night we see the entire side of moon that faces the earth. You can see in the picture full moon night. You know the full moon night, that is Purnima. On the full moon night we see the entire side of the moon that faces the earth. Full moon and new moon are the two concepts. Here we can see the fully round moon. On the new moon night we cannot see any of it. Seriously, on the new moon night we cannot see any of it. We can't see moon in the sky, but there is it, but illuminated part is not there, so we can't see from the earth. From the full moon to new moon, the illuminated part of the moon seen from the earth becomes smaller and smaller. Just understand my words. From the full moon to new moon. Now, from the new moon to full moon, it again grows bigger and bigger. from the new moon to full moon, it again grows bigger and bigger. Now, full moon and new moon are the two concepts. Full moon means fully the circular part of moon we can see. New moon means no moon in the sky. These different shapes of the moon are called as phases of moon. Now see the concept that is waxing and waning moon. It takes 14 to 15 days from new moon to full moon. And this is the fortnight of waxing moon. Fortnight means it's 2 weeks. This is the fortnight of waxing moon. 15 days generally we are considering, but 14 to 15 days it's okay. Now it takes 14 to 15 days from new moon to full moon. That is the fortnight of waxing moon. Okay, waxing moon. Let's clear out the concept. Now 15 days, it's a general timing. Now after the full moon, the moon appears smaller and smaller. And after 14 to 15 days, it is a new moon again. After full moon, the moon appears smaller and smaller. This is the period of fortnight of waning moon. Waxing moon and waning moon are the two concepts. Now, thus the period from one new moon to the next is of 28 to 30 days. Firstly, I told you that full moon to new moon 15 days, new moon to full moon 15 days. So, full moon to full moon is equal to 28 to 30 days generally. Now, this period of time is called as lunar month. It is called as lunar month. Which time is called as lunar month? This period, one new moon to next of 30 days. Every day of the lunar month is a tithi. Now it is a new concept here. The new moon, from the new moon to full moon 15 days is equal to waxing moon, that is Shukla Paksha, and full moon to new moon 15 days, it is a waning moon, that is Krishna Paksha. The fortnight of waxing moon plus the fortnight of waning moon is equal to the lunar month. In these special concept, you can just revise out all our waxing moon, waning moon and full moon, new moon concept. Okay, now what things we have learned in this chapter? The rotation of earth causes day and night, revolution of earth around the sun and its inclined axis together causes the seasons. The revolution of moon around the earth gives rise to the phases of moon. The period from one new moon to the next is called as lunar month. It has about 28 to 30 days. The fortnight ending of the full moon is that of the waxing moon. And the fortnight that ends on the new moon is that of the waning moon. The days of lunar month are called as tithis. So in this way we have finished our chapter. Thank you.